Have you ever wondered why your prostate starts acting up as you get older? Why the bathroom trips increase? Why the pressure grows, or why your stream feels weaker than it used to? Most men think it's just age, something you can't control. But the truth is far more surprising and far more hopeful. Because for most men, the real problem isn't your prostate itself. It's something you're doing every single day without even realizing it. Something that quietly inflames your body, slows your circulation, and makes your prostate work harder than it should. And what's most shocking is this: these triggers aren't rare, unhealthy habits. They're everyday foods most men believe are normal, harmless, or even good for them. In a few minutes, I'll reveal exactly what those foods are. But before we get there, you need to understand why your prostate reacts the way it does. That's the key that changes everything. Understanding your prostate and why everyday habits matter. Day habits. Before we reveal the three everyday foods that quietly work against your prostate, it's important to understand what your prostate actually does and why small lifestyle choices can have such a big impact on how you feel. Your prostate is not your enemy. It isn't a ticking time bomb, and problems don't happen overnight. It's a small gland with a big job. When your prostate is healthy, you rarely think about it. Your urine flow feels strong, your bladder empties well, you sleep through the night, and you feel confident in your intimate life. Everything works smoothly. But when this small organ becomes irritated, congested, or enlarged, you start to notice changes, sometimes slowly, sometimes suddenly. You may feel pressure in your lower abdomen. Your urine stream may weaken. You may feel urgency or dripping. And many men begin waking up 2, 3, or even 4 times at night to pee. It's frustrating, exhausting, and often embarrassing. Most men blame age. They assume these problems are automatic once you reach your 50s, 60s, or 70s. But that is not the full truth. Age plays a role, yes, but lifestyle plays a bigger one than many men realize. Things like smoking, lack of exercise, excess weight, high stress, and poor sleep all influence prostate health. But one factor stands out because it affects your body all day, every day: your diet. The foods you eat can be like gasoline on inflammation or like water that calms the fire. For years, working with men over 50, I kept noticing a pattern. Many were doing the right things: visiting doctors, taking supplements, staying active. But their symptoms weren't improving. They were frustrated. Why do I still wake up so much at night? Why is my flow getting weaker? Why do I feel pressure down there? Why do I feel tired even though I'm trying to be healthier? Often the answer wasn't another pill. The answer was on their plate. That's why before we continue, I want you to see clearly. Your prostate reacts every single day to what you eat. Some foods calm inflammation, help circulation, and support your hormones. Others do the opposite, silently irritating your prostate and making your symptoms worse. Now let's look at the first major food group that harms your prostate without you even noticing. Enemy number one: processed red meats and why they quietly inflame your prostate. The first enemy isn't one food, it's an entire family: processed red meats. This includes bacon, sausages, hot dogs, salami, deli meats, fatty burgers with additives, heavily charred steaks. For many men, these foods feel familiar and comforting. They grew up believing a real man eats meat, and that more meat means more strength, more power, and more energy. But especially after age 50, these foods often give you the opposite: more inflammation, worse circulation, and more pressure on your prostate. Here's why. Processed meats are high in saturated fats, salt, preservatives, and chemical compounds formed during smoking or high heat cooking. Your body has to process all of this, and over time, it contributes to low grade chronic inflammation. It also affects how well your blood vessels work. This matters because your prostate lives in a tightly packed area full of nerves and blood vessels. When inflammation rises throughout the body, your prostate can become more sensitive, swollen, and congested. That leads to the classic symptoms men notice: weaker flow, pressure, discomfort, and more nighttime urination. It's not the occasional steak at a celebration that causes trouble, it's the daily habits. The breakfast bacon, the lunch deli sandwich, the weekend barbecue, the nightly leftovers of processed meat. These repeated habits quietly increase inflammation, stiffen your arteries, promote weight gain, especially around the abdomen, and make prostate symptoms more noticeable. Abdominal fat itself plays a role too. It's not just extra weight. This type of fat is hormonally active and releases inflammatory chemicals into your bloodstream, which circulate through your entire pelvic area. So, what can you do? You don't have to give up meat entirely. Begin with simple changes. Reduce portion size. Choose leaner cuts. Replace some red meat meals with fish rich in omega 3s, like salmon or sardines. Add vegetables and fiber whenever you do eat meat. Treat processed meats as occasional treats, not daily foods. Small steps make a difference. Over time, your prostate, your circulation, and your energy will respond. Enemy number 2, sugary drinks and refined carbohydrates. The hidden attack on your metabolism and prostate. The second enemy of your prostate is extremely common. Many men drink or eat it several times a day without realizing the damage it causes. Sugary drinks and refined carbohydrates. This includes soft drinks and sodas, sweetened iced tea, energy drinks, fruit juices that seem healthy but contain large amounts of sugar, pastries, cookies, white bread, white rice, cakes, sweets, and processed snacks. These foods and drinks are dangerous because they directly attack your metabolism and throw off your blood sugar balance. When you consume them often, your blood sugar rises sharply. In response, your body sends out insulin to bring that sugar down. But if this pattern repeats day after day, your cells start resisting insulin. This leads to insulin resistance, which is one of the major drivers of inflammation throughout the body. Insulin resistance doesn't only increase diabetes risk, it affects your entire hormone system, raises inflammation, increases abdominal fat, and destabilizes blood vessel health. All of these changes directly impact prostate health. Here's why this matters. High inflammation irritates the tissues around your prostate. Poor blood flow reduces the oxygen and nutrients your prostate needs. Abdominal fat puts pressure on your pelvic area, worsening urinary urgency and flow. Hormonal shifts change how your prostate functions. Many men feel tired, sluggish, and less confident in their intimate life, not realizing it's tied to sugar spikes and poor metabolic health. Another major issue is circulation. High sugar intake damages the lining of your blood vessels. Over time, the arteries that supply your pelvis, bladder, and prostate can become narrower and less flexible. Good circulation is essential for normal urinary function, healthy nerves, and tissue repair. Weight gain, especially around the waist, adds another layer of trouble. That extra abdominal fat increases pressure on the pelvic floor and bladder. This is why men often notice more urgency, more frequent bathroom trips, and weaker urine flow when they gain weight. So what can you do? Start by paying attention to what you drink. Many men forget about liquid sugar. Replace one sugary drink a day with water, sparkling water with lemon, or unsweetened tea. Gradually reduce white bread, pastries, and refined carbs. Choose whole grains when possible. Swap desserts for fresh fruit a few times a week. Every small reduction in sugar lowers inflammation and gives your prostate a calmer environment. Step by step, your body will respond. Enemy number 3, high salt, ultra-processed convenience foods, especially at night. The third enemy is subtle but incredibly common. Salty, ultra-processed convenience foods, especially when eaten in the evening. This includes instant soups, salty snacks, fast food, frozen dinners high in sodium, packaged foods with long ingredient lists. These foods create a perfect storm for prostate and bladder problems. The first major issue is salt. When you eat very salty meals, your body holds onto more water to balance the sodium. This raises your blood pressure, stresses your kidneys, and increases the total amount of fluid your body will need to get rid of later. This is especially problematic at night. If you eat a salty dinner or snack before bed, your body will try to flush out that extra fluid while you sleep. That means more nighttime urination. And for men with an enlarged or sensitive prostate, this becomes a double burden. Your bladder fills with extra fluid, but your prostate partially obstructs the flow. This leads to a frustrating cycle. Wake up, pee a little, go back to bed, wake up again, repeat. Over time, poor sleep drains your energy, raises inflammation, and worsens prostate symptoms. Ultra-processed foods have another hidden danger. They are low in fiber. Low fiber means slower digestion and a much higher chance of constipation. When stool builds up in the rectum, it pushes against your bladder and prostate area, creating more pressure and worsening urinary symptoms. Many men don't realize this connection. Constipation alone can increase urgency, reduce flow, and create a constant feeling of pressure. Think about your evenings. Do you come home tired and grab something quick, salty, and processed because you don't feel like cooking? Do you eat late at night and drink large amounts with dinner? If so, your prostate and bladder are paying the price. What can you do? Start by reducing overall salt intake. Read labels. Many sauces, soups, snacks, and ready-made meals have shocking amounts of sodium. Try cooking simple meals at home. Vegetables, legumes, whole grains, lean proteins. Aim for fresher, less processed ingredients. For nighttime habits, make dinner lighter and less salty. Drink most of your liquids earlier in the day and reduce fluid intake 2 to 3 hours before bed. These simple changes can dramatically reduce nighttime urination, improve sleep, and decrease pressure in your lower abdomen. Understanding how these three enemies affect your daily life. Now that you've learned about the three main enemies, processed meats, sugary drinks/refined carbs, and salty ultra-processed foods, it's important to connect the dots. Many men understand each one individually, but they don't always see how these habits work together to affect their prostate every single day. To make this clear, let's imagine two 60-year-old men who have similar genetics and the same amount of natural age-related prostate enlargement. Nothing unusual. Man number one eats bacon almost every morning, a processed meat sandwich for lunch, and often drinks a big soda with meals. In the afternoon, he has sweet tea or a flavored coffee drink. At dinner, he chooses fast food several times a week, or a salty frozen meal because it's quick. He snacks on chips at night while watching TV and often drinks a full glass of something before bed. He sleeps poorly. He wakes up 3 or 4 times to urinate. His stream is weak, his bladder never feels empty, and he's tired every morning. He thinks this is just old age. Man number two starts making modest, realistic changes. He still eats meat, but reduces processed meats to once every week or two. He replaces sugary drinks with water, sparkling water with lemon, or unsweetened tea. Instead of white bread and pastries, he chooses more whole grains and limits sweets to special occasions. In the evening, he keeps dinner lighter, less salty, and avoids drinking large amounts before bed. After a few weeks, he notices changes. Fewer nighttime bathroom trips, stronger stream, less pressure in the pelvic area, more morning energy, fewer urgent moments during the day. The difference between these men isn't luck, genetics, or expensive supplements. It's daily habits. Your prostate responds constantly to what you eat, not just once in a while. Every sugary drink increases inflammation. Every processed meat increases congestion. Every salty evening meal disrupts your sleep and irritates your bladder. The good news? You don't need perfection. You need direction. One step, one habit at a time. Every small improvement reduces inflammation, improves circulation, supports hormones, and gives your prostate a calmer environment. You can feel better, lighter, clearer, and more in control at any age. How small daily changes can transform prostate health. At this point, you might be thinking, where do I even start? The idea of changing your diet can feel overwhelming, especially if it's been the same for many years. But the truth is, your prostate isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for consistency and kindness. You don't need a strict diet, and you don't need to give up every food you enjoy. The most powerful improvements come from small, steady changes you can actually stick with. A great place to begin is choosing just one of the three enemies. For example, start with sugary drinks. Tell yourself, for the next 2 weeks, I'll replace sodas and sweet teas with water or unsweetened tea. That's it. No pressure, just one decision. Most men are shocked at how quickly their energy improves, how their sleep becomes steadier, and how their urinary habits calm down just from reducing sugar. Next, work on reducing processed meats. Again, not perfection, just progress. Choose fish a couple of times a week. Add more vegetables. Use processed meats only for occasional treats, not daily meals. Later, focus on your evening routine. Avoid salty snacks at night, keep dinner earlier and lighter. Try not to drink large amounts of fluid 2 to 3 hours before bed. These simple changes alone can reduce nighttime urination more than many medications. Every time you reduce inflammation, even a little, you allow your prostate to breathe, literally. Every time you improve circulation, you bring more oxygen to the tissues in your pelvis. Every time you stabilize your metabolism, you support hormone balance and reduce pressure on your urinary system. You're not just improving urine flow, you're boosting your energy, your sleep, your comfort, and even your confidence in intimate moments. Many men are surprised at how improving their diet also improves how present and strong they feel with their partner. Better circulation and lower inflammation affect every part of your life, not only your prostate. If you live alone, keep things simple. Prepare basic meals ahead of time, stock healthy snacks, and set small rules like no soda in the house. If you live with someone, talk openly. They may be more supportive than you expect. Your body can renew itself at any age. The next step you take, not the ones you didn't take before, is what matters most. The emotional side, how diet affects confidence, intimacy, and daily comfort. There's another part of prostate health that many men rarely talk about, but it matters deeply. How your prostate affects your confidence, especially in your intimate life. Most men think these issues are purely physical, but they're also emotional. And your diet plays a bigger role than you realize. When your prostate is irritated or enlarged, you deal with constant reminders throughout the day. That pressure or heaviness in the lower abdomen, urgency or leaking, weaker urine stream, getting up multiple times at night, feeling tired and unrested the next morning. When this goes on for months or years, it can wear you down. It can make you feel older than you are. It can affect how close you feel to your partner. And many men start to feel embarrassed or frustrated, even though none of this is their fault. Here's the important truth most men don't realize. Circulation, inflammation, and metabolic health affect your intimate confidence just as much as they affect your prostate. When your blood vessels are stiff or inflamed from processed meats, sugary drinks, and salty ultra-processed foods, circulation to your pelvic area declines. That affects both prostate comfort and intimate function. When you're waking up 3 or 4 times a night to urinate, your sleep gets broken. That affects your hormones, your energy, your patience, and your mood. It's nearly impossible to feel confident or connected when you're exhausted. When your blood sugar is unstable because of sugary drinks and refined carbs, your hormones shift, your energy crashes, and inflammation increases. All of that works silently against your prostate and your vitality. But here's the hopeful part, and I want you to hear this clearly. As soon as you remove a little inflammation, your body starts to feel safer. Your bladder calms down, your nights become more restful, your pelvic muscles relax, your circulation improves, and when those things start to change, your sense of confidence returns. You feel more steady, more energetic, more present. Your partner can sense that difference too. Changing your diet isn't only about prostate symptoms, it's about reclaiming a sense of strength and trust in your body. And that confidence affects every relationship in your life. It's never too late. How your body can improve at any age. If you've been listening and thinking, it's too late for me, I want you to gently challenge that belief. Many men over 50, even in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, believe that prostate issues, urinary problems, and nighttime trips to the bathroom are simply part of getting older. But the truth is, your body is constantly renewing itself. Your cells repair, your blood vessels recover, your inflammation levels change, your metabolism responds when you treat it better. You are not stuck. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. Your prostate health today is shaped more by your habits than your age. Think about this. Your blood vessels can become more flexible within weeks of dietary changes. Your inflammation can decrease within days. Your bladder can calm down as soon as salt and sugar intake drop. Your hormones can stabilize with better sleep and better food. Your circulation can improve with better fats and fewer processed foods. Even a small shift, such as removing sugary drinks for 2 weeks, can make a difference. Men often report fewer nighttime bathroom trips, better urine flow, and clearer energy surprisingly fast. You don't need a complex diet. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to punish yourself for past choices. Your body is not asking for extreme discipline. It's asking for support. Start by opening your fridge and pantry with curiosity, not guilt. Look at your processed meats. Look at your sugary drinks. Look at your salty, ready-made meals. Instead of blaming yourself, simply say, now I understand what these foods are doing to my prostate and my body, and now I'm choosing differently. If you have a partner, share your goals. Most partners are relieved when a man takes his health seriously. They will often help you cook, shop, and create healthier habits. If you live alone, keep things simple. Prepare basic meals ahead, keep healthy snacks nearby, and set one or two small rules for yourself. Remember this final truth. The real enemy of your prostate is not your age, it's the everyday habits that create inflammation. And those habits can be changed starting today. Putting it all together, how small, consistent habits transform prostate health. Now that you understand the three foods that quietly work against your prostate, processed meats, sugary drinks and refined carbs, and salty, ultra-processed foods, let's bring it all together in a way that feels realistic and doable. Your body is more adaptable than you think. Your prostate is more responsive than you realize. And your future health is shaped by the choices you make today. Thank you for being here. If this helped you, consider sharing it with someone you care about. Many men struggle silently with prostate issues, and your share could be the moment that changes their life. Take good care of yourself. You deserve it.